Hi developers, welcome. If you're new here, I am Emanuela Ubokabasi, and if you're yet to subscribe, please kindly do like, share, subscribe. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through on how to convert designs to code, and we're going to be building a mobile application. We're going to start with just basic UI, then we're going to move on to the functionalities. We're basically going to be working on a fintech investment app. Alright, we're not going to go too in-depth to building the full application, but my aim is to just walk you through basic things that you will need to know and basic things you also need to understand as you work with React Native applications. And what are those things? Such as login, authentication, I'm going to learn how to navigate between screens, making use of the tab bar in this case, and other navigations that are essential. You're also going to learn how to update a profile picture. As you can see from here, you're going to add a full functionality of updating the profile picture and then seeing the effects here, navigating between various screens, designing these, and we're just going to make use of this whole design. Credit doesn't go good to me regarding this design. I just found it up on Figma, and I thought it would be a good idea to actually walk everyone through on how to go about it. Alright, once again, do not forget to give this video a like, don't forget to subscribe too, and kindly share. So I'm going to break the video in parts. Alright, I'm going to break the video in parts so it's shorter and easy for everyone to navigate through. Alright, so the fun thing is that you're actually going to be able to view you're actually going to be able to view this application on your phone. So for example, you can see that I have mine here. Alright, so I'm trying to let this focus. It's not working out, you guys. Alright, okay, yeah. So basically you get the point. You get to actually see it. Use the blur effect. It's not, and you get to actually navigate. So the major thing we're going to be working with too would be email validation and all. So I'm going to show you a quick demo on how the application would work. So we're going to start off with the login screen, right? So we're going to start off with the login screen where we can create an account, and then I'm going to enter my name, and here I'll just put Emanuela. I'm going to enter my email address. As you can see, our email address we were able to put states that checks to see if indeed whatever email we're putting in is valid. So until I put in a valid email, that doesn't go. So we're also going to put in a password functionality in such a way that it checks for if the password is at least 8 letters. So you see we can add this toggle here. It checks if the password is at least 8 letters. Then it ensures that there's if I put let's say I put just random numbers, you can see that it tells us that at least it must contain one number. So I can add let's say 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, okay, and it must be 8 characters. If I keep going, it instructs me to actually add one of these special characters. So I can go ahead and add arts. Alright, so I think it's up to 8 now. Yeah, so we can repeat the password, and you can see that we get it. We have something that checks if the password actually match. So I'm just going to go ahead and write the same thing and put at. So thereafter, I would be able to log in. On a successful creation of an account, you get this modal to pop up. Thereafter, we can actually go into application. Here in our application, we see the tab bars here, and you can see that we get to learn how to do the scroll effect, horizontal scrolling. When we click on this, we get to see, get navigated to this page, and we see other things, and we can click on this X to just go. We get to see the notification here. Like I said, this is just UI, alright, and we get to come out of it. So we can navigate to the pages. We don't have anything for the products page. don't have anything for the transaction page. And when we get to the accounts, we can see that I have my profile picture here, and you can go to the contact info and see various things. So yeah, I can actually change my profile picture. I probably don't have any embarrassing pictures here. So here's what I looked like when I was trying to actually, let's use this goofy one, when I was trying to actually prepare for this video. Alright, so I'm going to just crop that, and you can see that that's set. Then when we go back to this page, you can see that picture is still there. We're also going to work on the back of account info and just learn how to do all this. And that's typically all. Later on, we're going to learn how to actually send, requests to API, make post, patch, all of those things, to have a valid authentication. Right. So for now, this is what we're going to be doing in this video. Alright, so with no further ado, let us get started. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Alright, so let's get into it. So starting off, we're going to be making use of Expo. Alright, to make use of Expo, we're going to head over to expo.dev, and the link to this Figma design is already in the description, so you can go over there to check it out and work with it. Okay, so we'll go back to Expo, and I'm going to, from here you can click on the docs, and when you click on the docs you get navigated here. So from here we can actually start our installation process. Alright, and I would just do this, just copy this, and want to create a new project. Right, you can make use of this, but I'm going to be using this. So I'm going to come over to where I want it to be, and I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to just open my terminal, and right here I'm going to put it and press enter. So I'm going to be making use of JavaScript, not TypeScript. I want this to be as beginner friendly as possible, so perhaps later on in more complex videos I'll make use of TypeScript. So we're going to choose a template, and I'm going to use a minimal app as clean as an empty canvas. So I'm just going to put / because I just want it to have the same name that's the name of the file. Alright, so it's going to take up the name of Fintech Investments YouTube, as you can see here. So it's already downloading it. Package that installing. So I'm going to open this in our Visual Studio, and we're going to write npm run, right, to run this on Android. And if you're using iOS, you need to use Mac OS to build the iOS project. Alright, so you can use the Expo app if you need to do iOS development without a Mac. Right, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to open this in my code, in my Visual Studio code. So I'll just do that by writing code in dots, and after that it's going to open up in our Visual Studio. So I'm going to open up my terminal, and let's write npm run Android. So I have my Android running here. So this was the formal stuff we did. So I already ended the server. This is the demo I showed. Press this to go to like the home page, and here I'm going to run npm run Android. So npm run Android. So I've done a video that's a walkthrough on how to install Visual Studio, how to install Android Studio. So you can go check that video out. It's going to be down in the description too. So I'm going to put npm run Android, and we should have that up and running. So you get a QR code where you can actually scan. So how you go about that is go to your Android Studio, go to your Play Store and install Expo Go app, or your Apple Store, wherever it is. So I already have mine installed. So once it's loaded, it's going to open here on my Android studio so that we can all like see what's happening here. And I can also open it up on my phone. So when it comes to in terms of actually changing, updating pictures, I currently don't have any picture here. So what I'm going to make use of is my phone. So sometimes if peradventure my laptop hangs and I don't know what to do, or I don't want to go to the whole stress of restarting the laptop and trying to set everything up, I can just make use of my phone for development. Alright, so it just makes things easier. So so you can see that it's going to start building up here, and I'm going to write A, so it's opening up on the Android because it has like a cake build here. So I'm just going to open up and put A, so it should do that. Okay, if it doesn't make any change, I could just reload it and then we will have a new build. As you can see, new update available, downloading. It's downloading that. So let's start off. While this is loading, let's head back to our docs and let's see a few things. So let's click on this get started. We've created a new project, we've done all this. So this app.js file, okay, we can just ignore all of this. SplashScreen. Alright, so after this is done, what I'm going to do now is to put in my assets. So I have a few assets that I want to put into here. So what I'll just do is to get those files. Alright, so I'm just going to I've put them in the description so you can check it. So here's my assets. I'm just going to copy that. Please, my laptop shouldn't hang. So I'm just going to copy this and then I would go back here and just paste it. So in the meantime, let's kind of wait for this to load so I don't interrupt anything. Alright, it's taking a bit of time, right? Okay, yeah, open up your app.js to start working on your app. So that's it. So I'm going to paste this back inside here. So I'm going to replace the files and the destination, and I have my assets with the images that I'm going to make use of here. Alright, so we're set. Let's go on and start working on the app. So the first thing that we actually get to see is that when we go back to our Figma file, one of the first things that we see is a splash screen. But I'm going to hold on the splash screen. It's nothing too big. So, or should we just get started with that? Okay, so if you see the documentation here, all we can just do is to go over to the app.json file and input the splash there. Alright, so that's what I'm just going to do. So let's go over to app.json, and right now I'm going to close my terminal, and you can see here we have splash. So what I have as my splash here is this splash.png, but rather I don't want to make use of this. I want to make use of the other one that we saw there. So let me see what I'll find. Okay, so I want to make use of this logo one. So let's head back to our app.json, and I'm just going to put it there. So let's just do that. Alright, so I'm just going to do assets, okay, and there I can see that which I want. Thereafter, you can see that it's showed up here, and I can save that up. So if you have other logos that you want to actually put in, or favicon, whatever it is, just that's it. So I'm just going to save that up. So if you head back here, we already have a splash screen set. Alright, so you can go through the documentation to actually get more view on how to go about it. Alright, so next up we would see here that the next thing we have would be our sign up page. All right, next one will have be our sign up page. So now we're going to do something real quick, and we're going to work on a folder structure. All right, so I'm going to come over here, and we want to create a folder for screens, and we also want to create a folder for navigation. All right, and I also want to create a folder for our constants inside here. So we're going to put images that we want to use. Right, so later on we also want to make use of providers, but for now I'll hold on with that, because so that you get more clarity on how we're going to be going about that. All right, so now that we have that set, one of the first screens that we're going to be working with will be our sign up screen. So if you come over here, you see we have sign up to create account. So I'm going to create a folder here. I'm going to sign up. All right, and here we'll create a sign up.gsx, and I'm going to use of React Native snippets RNFES, and we're going to be able to do that. So if you want to go to have that shortcut, just go to your extensions and search for React Native ES7 React snippets. So you're going to find that up. So I'm going to save that, and let's do an index.js file. Inside that folder, which is just going to make exporting our files just easier. So export default. What's going on? Okay, so default JSX. Then all right, we have that set. So another screen we're going to be making use of, as you can see here, is our create account. So I'm just going to create another word. I'm going to write create account. Okay, and there too we're going to do create account.jsx. I'm going to do index.js. So remember here, I'll just do my RNFES rather, and I'll remain index, not index. All right, and just do export defaults. Okay, all right, so this should be set. Then another screen we're going to see that we have there is our assets. So you can see here we have assets page, and we have assets. So this is assets page. All right, this is the assets page. So we're going to create one for this. All right, okay, I see something is wrong. A page is missing here. All right, I'm going to try to fix that. There's a page that ought to be here but isn't here, so I'm going to just try to get that. So technically what I'm trying to say, we have a page here that is my assets. It's invisible right now, but I'm going to get it soon. And we have the asset page. So what I'm going to do now is to head back, and let's create my asset page. Let's create asset page, and there we're going to do asset page.jsx and RNFES, and next I'm going to save that up, and we're going to do index.js, and go to export defaults from, and we're going to do my assets page. So I'm going to have my assets page, my assets rather, and thereafter I'm going to put in my assets.jsx, and after that do RNFES, and we'll save that up. And when you come back here, you can just do index.js and export default. That's all right. So what else do we need? Let's go back here. We need the profile screen, contact info notification. So let's create that for profile screen. So create here again, profile screen. All right, and yeah, I'm going to create a file, profile screen .gsx, and RNFES and save that up and do index.js and export default. So just like the same routine. All right, so I'm gonna save that up. What else do we have here? We have the notification. So let's create another one. Just sorry, and let's do a notification. Yep, and let's create a notification JSX x then RNFES, and I'm going to save that up, create a new one, and let's do index.js export default from that folder. So save that up. Another one that we'll be having would be, we have the products page, the transaction page. All right, so an account, so products, so product page, transaction page. Okay, let's just do, sorry, that's a bit of file. Product JSX RNFES and index.js export default. All right, next up I'm going to do the transaction. Sorry, so let's open a transaction, and here I'm going to do transaction JSX RNFES, save that up, and there I'm going to do index.js and export default and product for this. So we have that. Right, so next up, let's see what other thing. So this ought to be transaction, sorry. So this is a transaction. All right, so we could save that up. Where else? Okay, dokie. All right, what up? So bank account info. I think that's the last one that we have to put. So just do bank account info and reset to an extent. All right, so let's do bank account info right. Yep, and then just create one bank account .jsx and FES, save that up, open another one, index.js export default. How many have I done this for? I pray I've not been making a mistake. So account info. Okay, let's save this bank account. Let me use this bank account. Isn't it? Or just save this. Alright. Or we could just also rename this as bank account. I just want the consistency so we're not confused. Alright. Yep. So that's like just basic profile, folder structure that we're going to be doing. Alright. So next up is us to actually try and work on this screen, work on the sign up screen. Alright, so we're going to do that now.